Hello and welcome to Avasam Insights. My name is Mark and today I want to talk to you about the things you can check if your orders aren't dispatching as expected in Avasam. As you know, when you make an order, when you or one of your customers makes an order on a selling channel, whether it's eBay, Amazon, your Shopify website, whatever, that's connected to Avasam, Avasam imports it, charges you for the items and the shipping, and then passes it on to the supplier to dispatch it. Once dispatched, that order is then passed back by the supplier with information about the dispatch, including tracking information, which Avasam passes back to the selling channel and then to the customer. So the first thing that you're going to be wanting to check is, of course, that the order has been imported into Avasam. So don't forget, there may be a short delay between the order being placed on the channel making the order available for a download, and Avasam synchronizing that order down and putting it into your orders folder. So please allow at least an hour between the order being marked as paid on the channel and the order coming into Avasam and being available. So obviously your orders should appear here under orders. If an order hasn't appeared here, it's worth checking to see if there's a reason within the channel integration itself. Now, a good place to look into this is whether you go to the listing manager now. So the integrated channels are shown here along with any names associated with them. So you can find the integrated channel that the order was coming from. Have a look along here and see if the order sync has been running okay. That's indicated by this tick. If you hit the plus here, it will show you when it last synchronized. So that gives you an idea of it's running consistently. You can prompt it to run a new update here periodically, but not too often, by clicking this button. If the sync is running, then obviously that's a good thing, but it means you need to check to make sure everything's behaving properly. Now, if it's not working, you can check test channel here. So this button will start a quick test, talking to the site and making sure it talks back. If this returns an error and you're not sure about the contents of the error, you can contact support for some help. It's also worth checking sync logs. And as you can see here, every time it syncs, it gives you a log that you can have a look at. Again, if you see errors you're not sure about, you can talk to support to help. But if it's an error that's coming from the site, you may need to talk to your support there. In addition, you can check whether the actual product has been mapped under SKU mapping. So you can look the SKU up on the left here from within Avasam, and you can see if it's been mapped against anything on this side. So if you want to filter, you can use these filtering options on top here for unmapped and mapped SKUs. So if you hit map SKUs here, say it's for 6 items, and the item you're looking for isn't in there, then you know that it will be under unmapped SKUs. You can locate the item, select this option, select the item to link it against, and then click the link button as appropriate. Don't forget to save when you make a change. Similarly, you need to make sure that the shipping mapping has been correctly made. So make a note of the shipping service that's being used in the order, and make sure that it's shown in here and mapped against an Avasam shipping service. In both these cases, if the mapping isn't in place, Avasam doesn't know how to charge for the item, so it may stop it from dealing with it. Once you have made a mapping, if it wasn't there, you need to allow a short period for Avasam to play catch up. In the order screen itself, Another thing to look out for that would indicate if there's a problem with the SKU mapping is if there's no picture next to the product. So when first looking at the order here, if you can see a title, quantity, but you can't see an image for the product, it's worth going back to Listing Manager and straight to the SKU mapping. Don't forget though that Avasam imports all orders from the channel, even those for products that aren't in Avasam, hence the SKU mapping is somewhere to check. So if an order has come in that's for a product that you stock locally, not within Avasam, and fulfill yourself, it will be in here for up to 6 days before Avasam gets rid of it, because it assumes that you may have brought the product in and not successfully mapped it already. If the order shows as it is here as queued, without a order number, what that means is Avasam's in the process of trying to charge for it. This may take a little while to clear through, as it's trying to raise and charge the invoice. So go away and come back. The order when you find it should then transition from unpaid to paid with a green payment logo, and that will then be synced across to the supplier. If it cannot be paid, so it comes out of the queue, so it stays in the queue for a long period, you can go to the transactions report. So that's under Analytics, Custom Reports, Transactions Report. You can put in either the document number or the amount, so most likely the amount, which being the amount that the order is for, and it will see if any payment transactions have been attempted. You may need to change under filter the date range. Don't need to worry about the transaction types. If it's attempted a payment but it's returned an error, this will be shown here, and you can always look into that. For example, if there's not enough money in the account. To check the actual payment method itself, that is under Settings and under Payment Settings. So within here, this contains the information about the payment card that you're using to pay your transactions and the payment preference for the automatic payment. If, as here, you're using deposit payment, then you'll have a balance and you'll have an amount set here. This is just a test account at the moment. Normally the amount would be, for example, £50, and that can be changed by clicking on this pencil. Now, you can have multiple cards here. If you do, the one that is marked as default will be the one that's being charged. Now, if the deposit amount here is greater than the amount that the order is charged for, then you may just need to wait for the transaction to go through. If it's less than the amount on the order, the system will try to take a deposit in the amount specified down here. If that fails, which will be shown in the transaction report, then you may need to either swap in, add in a new payment method, change the default payment method, or arrange for some money to be transferred into the account that card is associated with. Until the system can take enough money to clear the payment on the order, it can't mark it as paid, it can't pass it across to the supplier. If the current setting is for order, the system just tries to take the value of the order. So you need to make sure that the value of the order, including shipping, is less than the balance that's in the account and available that this card is linked to. Again, if you make any changes in here, you'll need to hit save. It's possible, for example, that if there's not enough in there for this balance, but there is enough to top up the deposit to clear the order, you could change the deposit amount temporarily until you can sort out the problem with the account. But if you do that, then it's a change by hitting that, enter the value and set deposit amount and then save. As said before, as long as the order sync is running, your payment method is in order, and no errors are showing in the available reports, as well as the test being okay, so the system is correctly synchronizing orders with the site. Anything else you can raise with our support team. You can, of course, contact them with other questions as well. You can reach us via live chat for queries. You can log a support ticket for error messages or other problems, or you can email us on support@avasam.com. Thank you once again for watching this video.